Today, we are unveiling the enigmatic tapestry of the past. Get ready as we delve into the shadows of history and explore 10 unsolved ancient mysteries that continue to baffle archaeologists and historians alike. From the mystical lost city of Atlantis to the mind-boggling construction of the pyramids, each mystery holds the key to unlocking the secrets of our ancient world. Let's get started. Once upon a time, in the golden age of Mediterranean trade, there existed a bustling port city that didn't just trade goods, but had its fair share of mythological glamour. Thonis Heracleion, the belle of the Mediterranean Sea, played host to the likes of the legendary Heracles and the ever-fascinating Helen of Troy. It was the place to be before Alexandria stole its thunder in 331 BC talk about getting upstaged by a new neighbor. Picture this. Thonis Heracleion was the Vegas of its time, drawing in heroes and heroines for a good time, a bit of trading, and perhaps the occasional epic quest. However, around the 2nd century BC, things took a tragic turn. The city's center collapsed faster than a house of cards in a hurricane, thanks to some serious soil liquefaction drama. Was it Mother Nature throwing a tantrum with earthquakes, tsunamis, or floods? We can only speculate, but it seems even ancient cities couldn't escape the chaos of a dramatic exit. Fast forward to the early 2000s when marine archaeologists put on their underwater detective hats and rediscovered the sunken city. Move over, Atlantis. There's a new kid on the block. Thonis Heracleion emerged from the depths, dripping in historical bling. Imagine the excitement as they pulled out massive statues, animal sarcophagi. Yes, you read that right. Temple ruins that had seen better days, pottery shards that could tell tales, ancient jewelry that would make Cleopatra jealous, coins that minted history, and for the grand finale, 2,400-year-old fruit baskets. Because every thriving civilization needs a good fruit basket, right? Thonis Heracleion's aquatic resurrection not only added a splash of mystery to our historical cocktail, but also flipped the narrative. It turns out this sunken city wasn't just a backdrop for mythical escapades. It was a hub of real-life drama, trade, and daily life. But despite the advances of modern archaeology, the reason for its sudden submersion remains shrouded in the sands of time. Now, imagine northern Laos, a land adorned with countless stone jars, each bearing the weathered marks of time. Towering at about 10 feet and weighing as much as a hefty weekend pizza order, these jars stand as the silent giants of the Iron Age. According to local tales, these monumental containers weren't the goblets of mythical wine-drinking giants, but rather served a more solemn purpose, as funeral urns, if you can believe it. Now, before we dismiss the giant wine party theory entirely, let's hear the archaeologists out. They argue, with a touch of practicality, that these colossal stone structures were more likely vessels for the deceased. While it might lack the extravagance of sipping wine from giant goblets, the business of death is, after all, quite serious. As we plunge into the depths of the unknown, questions arise. How did these massive jars find their way to their mountainous abodes? And who were the masterminds behind them? It's akin to deciphering an ancient riddle without the luxury of cheat codes. Recent research armed with cutting-edge time-traveling tools, not literally of course, has unearthed a startling revelation. Some of these stone jars date back to a staggering 1240 BC, older than Grandma's cherished recipes. The twist, these jars predate the human remains discovered nearby. Talk about arriving fashionably early to the afterlife soiree. Now here's where the narrative takes an unexpected turn. These jars find themselves in fields concealing unexploded munitions, remnants of a less-than-friendly US bombing campaign during the Vietnam War. It's a precarious situation, like watching Indiana Jones navigate a high-stakes game of Minesweeper. Unfortunately, this explosive scenario hinders our intrepid archaeologists from safely studying these ancient wonders. So, the next time you raise a regular-sized wine glass, spare a thought for the giants of Laos. Whether they were legendary revelers or dignified mourners is up for interpretation. One thing remains certain. These stone jars are the pioneers of mystery, not only nestled in the Laos mountains, but also amidst the explosive chapters of history. On to number 3. Picture this drama on the high seas. In 1982, the flamboyant shipwreck explorer Robert Marks sailed into Brazil's Guanabara Bay with a hot tip from the locals. The plot twist? He claimed to have stumbled upon twin-handled Roman vases, the amphoras, covered in barnacles like ancient underwater bling. According to Marx, this find was the mic drop that proved the Romans were Brazil's original European guests, putting them there a cool 1,000 years before the Portuguese even considered a beach vacation. Hold on to your togas, though, because this seafaring soap opera took an unexpected turn. The Brazilian government, not one to let a good historical feud slide, promptly banned Marx from the country, accusing him of looting. Imagine being banned from a country because of pottery drama, the ultimate archaeological scandal. Undeterred, Marx fired back, claiming Brazil's navy had a hand in the mystery. He accused them of playing underwater hide-and-seek with sediment, burying the amphoras to avoid rewriting the history books. Talk about a historical cover-up with a splash of maritime intrigue. Fast forward to today, and the debate over a Roman rendezvous on Brazil's shores is as unresolved as an ancient puzzle missing a few pieces. Despite Marx's dramatic entrance and exit, the Roman presence remains as elusive as a ship in the night. We hover over the Nazca lines in Peru. Around 2,000 years ago, a crafty pre-Inca civilization decided to spice up the dry coastal plain of Peru with some seriously gigantic doodles. Enter the Nazca lines, a collection of geoglyphs that were so undercover they remained Peru's best-kept secret until airplanes rudely invaded their airspace in the 1930s. Now, these aren't your average sidewalk chalk drawings. We're talking well over 1,000 designs, ranging from straight lines that stretch for miles, 30 to be precise, to geometric shapes that'll make your high school math class feel inadequate. But it doesn't stop there. The Nazca folks threw in some extra flair with animal and plant depictions. We're talking spiders, hummingbirds, monkeys, whales, two-headed snakes, dogs, and even a humanoid figure affectionately dubbed the astronaut. Someone had a pretty wild imagination back in the day. Hold on to your magnifying glasses because the plot thickens. As recently as 2022, eagle-eyed researchers uncovered 168 new geoglyphs, proving that even ancient civilizations had a knack for keeping secrets. Yet here's the kicker. Despite all these discoveries, we're still scratching our heads over their purpose. It's the ancient equivalent of finding a remote control without batteries. Intriguing but utterly confusing. Now, enter the realm of hypotheses. One frontrunner suggests these geoglyphs were all about water rituals. Picture this. Ancient Nazca people conjuring rain with their massive doodles. It's like an ancient rain dance, but with more artistic flair. But of course, the mystery doesn't end there. Other guesses float around like desert dust in the wind, leaving us to wonder if the Nazca lines were a cosmic message board, a massive calendar, or just the world's most ambitious game of Pictionary. So as we stand on the sidelines of the Nazca lines mystery, let's raise a glass to the ancient artists who turned a plain canvas into a colossal enigma. Whether it's water rituals or ancient doodling shenanigans, one thing's for sure. The Nazca lines have left their mark on history, and we're still decoding their masterpiece. Venture a bit northwest from the famed Nazca lines, and you'll stumble upon the quirky cousin of geoglyphs, the Paracas candelabra. Perched on a hillside, overseeing Peru's Pisco Bay like a mysterious sentinel, this colossal doodle stretches a whopping 600 feet from the heavens to the earth. Now let's dust off the archaeological detective kit and dive into the enigma. The pottery party at the site throws us a time-traveling bone, suggesting that people were chilling around this celestial candelabra as early as 200 BC. But here's where it gets a little foggy. The age of the candelabra itself is a head-scratcher. It's the mysterious neighbor who never reveals their age, leaving us all in perpetual suspense. As we set sail into the sea of speculation, theories about the candelabra's purpose swirl. One daring hypothesis claims it was a high-stakes game of cosmic Pictionary, the creator god's trident, immortalized in hillside form. Can you imagine the divine doodles? Hold on to your sailor hats, because another theory sets sail into the ocean of maritime mysteries. Some believe the Paracas candelabra was the ancient GPS for sailors navigating the waters. Forget about Google Maps, these ancient mariners had a celestial lighthouse guiding their way. So, whether it's an artistic homage to a trident-wielding deity or an ancient GPS with serious flair, the Paracas candelabra has us all stumped. Staying in Peru, just a stone's throw away from Cusco, where the remnants of the Sacsayhuaman fortress proudly stand, a testament to the Incas' construction prowess in the 1400s. It's like Machu Picchu's burly cousin, flexing its architectural muscles and leaving us all in awe. Now, let's set the scene. Inca laborers, armed with nothing but determination and maybe a splash of llama-powered motivation, managed the Herculean feat of moving colossal rocks into position. And we're not talking pebbles here. Some of these bad boys tip the scales at a whopping 125 tons or more. Imagine a construction site where the heavy lifting involves rocks heavier than a T-Rex. That's Inca dedication for you. But the magic doesn't stop there. Enter the masons armed with nothing more than bronze and stone tools, no fancy machinery in sight. With meticulous precision, they chiseled, cut, and shaped these mammoth stones before fitting them together like an ancient 3D puzzle. And get this, no mortar. It's like the Inca version of playing Jenga with giants. Of course, the conquistadors couldn't resist the allure of Sacsayhuaman. Spanish colonizers, always looking for a good deal on building materials, dismantled chunks of the fortress. Yet, despite their best efforts to raid the Inca construction store, Sacsayhuaman has stood the test of time like an ancient superhero. It braved the onslaught of earthquakes, weathered the centuries, and emerged as a formidable archaeological fortress. So, next time you marvel at the resilience of your smartphone surviving a drop, spare a thought for Sacsayhuaman standing tall against earthquakes and the relentless march of time. We now delve into the cryptic tale of Cleopatra VII, the enchanting last queen of Egypt. Known for her rendezvous with Julius Caesar and Mark Antony, Cleopatra's story takes a dramatic turn with a splash of tragedy in 30 BC when she bid adieu to this world following the Battle of Actium. Now here's where the mystery deepens. The whereabouts of Cleopatra and Antony's tomb, a historical hide-and-seek that would give Sherlock Holmes a run for his drachmas. Some theorists place their final resting place in Alexandria, the bustling capital city and once the cultural heartbeat of the Mediterranean. Picture it, Cleopatra's version of the ultimate royal suite, lost to the ages when a tsunami decided to make a dramatic entrance in 365 AD, but hold on to your laurel wreaths because the plot thickens. Other sleuths have their eyes set on the Nile Delta, envisioning a tomb possibly nestled in a temple dedicated to Isis and Osiris. Cleopatra aligned herself with Isis while Antony fancied Osiris talk about a celestial power couple. It's like an ancient power move that even the best romance novels can't top. Now, in the grand lineup of lost burial sites, Cleopatra's mystery party isn't the only VIP gathering dust. Legendary figures like Alexander the Great and Genghis Khan also boast their own disappearing acts. It's like the ultimate historical game of hide-and-seek, with the world's most iconic figures playing coy with their final resting places. So as we sift through the sands of time, the search for Cleopatra and Antony's tomb continues. Was it lost in the ruins of Alexandria, swallowed by the Mediterranean, or does it lie hidden in the mystical embrace of the Nile Delta? The plot thickens, and the mysteries of ancient royalty remain as elusive as ever. Now step into the mysterious world of the Voynich manuscript, a literary enigma that has perplexed minds since its debut in 1912. A rare book dealer, Wilfrid Voynich, stumbles upon this medieval marvel, claiming it was once snugly housed in an ancient castle in southern Europe. Talk about a literary knight in shining armor. Now here's where the plot thickens. The manuscript itself is like a linguistic Rubik's Cube, written in an extinct language or code so cryptic that even the code-cracking maestro Alan Turing and the FBI threw in the towel. Imagine a medieval Da Vinci Code filled with illustrations of bizarre plants and naked ladies, a manuscript that's been turning scholarly heads for over a century. But wait, there's more. Several brave souls have stepped up, claiming to have cracked the Voynich Code, only to be met with a chorus of skepticism louder than a dragon's roar. Is it an elaborate hoax, a medieval prankster's masterpiece, or a legitimate puzzle encoded by ancient scholars with a penchant for secrecy? Fast forward to today, and the Voynich manuscript has found a cozy home at Yale University, where it beckons the brave and the curious to unravel its secrets. It's like the Hogwarts library, but instead of magical spells, we're dealing with linguistic sorcery and cryptic drawings. So if you've got a hankering for medieval mystery solving, or fancy yourself the Indiana Jones of ancient manuscripts, the Voynich manuscript awaits your investigative prowess. It's a literary roller coaster that has left scholars scratching their heads, code breakers pulling out their hair, and history enthusiasts on the edge of their seats. Will you be the one to finally crack the code and unveil the secrets hidden within the pages of this timeless enigma? Dive deep into the aquatic mysteries off the coast of Japan's Yonaguni Island, where an underwater rock structure emerges like a submerged puzzle piece. Clocking in at a substantial 165 feet in length and 65 feet in width, it's not just any underwater oddity, it's the Yonaguni Monument, a watery wonder that's been causing a splash since its discovery in the 80s. Behold, As the Yonaguni Monument plays the leading role in a maritime debate, is it the remnants of an ancient civilization, or just Mother Nature showing off her rock sculpting skills? Picture it as Japan's aquatic edition of Ancient Ruins versus Mother Earth, Battle of the Seabed. Some daring researchers don their maritime detective hats, envisioning an ancient civilization that once thrived where fish now roam. It's like the lost city of Atlantis, but with a Japanese twist. On the flip side, skeptics argue that this underwater marvel is a product of tectonic uplift and ocean currents, a case of underwater karst topography rather than ancient architects with a penchant for aquatic pyramids. As we navigate these oceanic waters of speculation, one thing is for sure. The Yonaguni Monument has become the Aquaman of archaeological wonders, stirring the imagination and sparking debates like the currents that surround it. Whether it's a forgotten civilization's underwater masterpiece or just a geological quirk, the Yonaguni Monument invites us to plunge into the depths of curiosity and explore the mysteries that lie beneath the waves. And now for our last entry on the list, let's hop into the ancient time machine and head back 5,000 years. A whopping era before England even decided to embrace the Bronze Age. Enter the grand stage of prehistory, where the construction of Stonehenge commenced, setting the scene for one of the world's most iconic landmarks. It's like the OG of architectural masterpieces, proving that even ancient folks knew how to throw down with some monumental stones. Now buckle up for a ride through the ages as we uncover Stonehenge's greatest hits. Picture this ancient marvel not just as a mysterious pile of rocks, but as a burial site, a place where the departed got the ultimate VIP treatment. It's like the OG resting place, where people aspired to secure a spot for their eternal slumber. But wait, there's more. While we've cracked the case on where these colossal stones took their first steps, Stonehenge still keeps a treasure trove of secrets up its sleeve. Enter the arena of speculation, where researchers have been scratching their heads for centuries. Stonehenge isn't just a pile of rocks. It's a riddle wrapped in an enigma, dabbling in possible religious rites, ceremonial shindigs, astronomical wizardry, and even therapeutic vibes. Imagine ancient Brits using Stonehenge not just for some celestial calendar action, but also for a bit of spiritual rejuvenation. It's like the ultimate ancient wellness retreat where you align your chakras with the power of mystical stones. So while we may have cracked the mystery of Stonehenge's origin story, its other secrets remain as elusive as ever. As we continue to unravel the mystical yarn that Stonehenge has woven through the ages, let's raise a glass to the ancient architects who left us this stony puzzle to ponder. Stonehenge, the original riddle that keeps us guessing. And just maybe, that's the real magic of this ancient marvel. And there you have it, 10 of the most captivating unsolved mysteries from our ancient past. Each one a testament to our enduring curiosity, our thirst for knowledge, and our fascination with the unknown. Thanks for watching.